Town Talk Radio Productions brings you this edition of the Town Talk Show, where you'll get information and insight on what's happening all across Terry County, including city, county and school news, civic events, people of interest, and much, much more. And now, here's Town Talk.
Good morning. Welcome to the Town Talk Show. I'm Danessa Churchwell here with Kelsey Slaughter and David Partlow from Bidcore, and we are going to be finding out what is going on with several, I guess you could say, rumors that we're always hearing about things coming in, and we're going to get an update on several of those things and some more. But first, we're going to hear from some of our sponsors, so stay tuned.
At Ratliff Funeral Home, pre-planning services will bring peace of mind, and it relieves your family from future financial obligations. You make decisions with a clear mind. Pre-planning is a thoughtful gift. The family needs to reflect on the memories without making decisions at an emotional time. Pre-arranging is a smart financial decision. Ratliff Funeral Home in Seminole, Denver City, Seagraves, and Brownfield. We're here for you.
At Adventure Marketing, we are a full-service advertising and public relations company. Adventure Marketing can help you develop and implement a marketing plan custom-tailored for the needs of your company. Let our team be there every step of the way to grow your business, from advertising, public relations, and promotional products to event planning, print, and web design. Adventure Marketing, fresh ideas in advertising.
Welcome back again to the Town Talk Show. Once again, we have David Partlow here with us. David, thank you for being with us this morning. Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you for having me.
And I guess, Kelsey, I don't know. I'll let you take it. I don't know where you want to start.
Well, I know something on a lot of people's minds is Walmart has shut down. Is there anything happening with that building just sitting there empty? What can you tell us on that?
Well, yes, there's things happening on it. There's one, the owner is actively trying to put a client in there. We have been contacted by a store that looks very positive that they're going to open this one and the one in Lamesa, but they're still in that decision factor. And when you're spending that kind of money, it takes several months before they can get all the financing arranged, but who's going to do what kind of, because this company that could go in it has three different types of stores.
Okay.
You know, one would be just exactly like Walmart. Mm-hmm. Another one has just a pharmacy in it. Another one has a pharmacy and a small grocery store.
Okay.
So they've got to figure out which one is best for their business to build here, and that's the kind of stuff they're doing. We thought they would tell us by the start of February, but at this point right now we're not hearing anything from them. But I do want people to know we're not giving any incentive to big retail. We're not doing it, and we're not fixing the building.
Yeah, that was another issue. People had heard that this landlord had refused to fix this building. Is that something that's now a possibility, or?
Yeah, well, not for us.
Right.
That was my board and the city council both said from the start, no, we will not do that. Which handicaps you, but
right.
You got to go by what the rule makers say.
Yes.
But it was a major factor mm-hmm. that may not even be settled yet, but I think it is the landlord and the tenant are working out a lease agreement that they can live with that will pay for getting those things fixed. So again, they're at this point, they don't need to talk to us anymore.
Right.
And so we'll just wait till one day somebody goes in there and puts a sign up. Everybody in town will know about it before I do.
Okay.
Which is good, because
Yeah.
BidCorps is just there to give information for companies like that. We cannot help them.
Okay. Another popular topic that's been around is bushes.
Okay.
That was all approved, correct?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. Now, see, that you say, well, we read where you're going to help bushes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there is one thing that we can do, and we can help with the infrastructure, putting the sewer and the water lines to a facility. And that's what we did on bushes. Because when you put those water and sewer lines in there, they're permanent. Bushes shuts down, somebody else buys it. You've got that infrastructure in there. It makes the building more sellable. So we are paying for the putting the water and sewer lines up to the bushes building. Nothing that has. We're not giving them a job creative incentive or anything. Just we're paying for the water and sewer lines, which is basically what the city would do if they had the money, because they have an ordinance that says they pay for the first 100 feet
Right.
and pay for the engineering fee. But there was, because it's such a tight budget, there wasn't money put into the budget for it. But that's what we should be doing anyway, so it's not like, and anytime that ever happens, they'll come to us. I think that's what our policy is going to be anyway.
Okay.
So they're still on. It's just it's in with the lawyers and the engineers, and they're slow as molasses.
So there's no timeline for that. As of
No,
yet.
they wanted to be building by I think the first week or two in February, but they're not going to be able to because of bureaucratic paperwork that
Right.
unfortunately has to be done. Plus, and that bureaucratic paperwork is stuff like, they have to present the engineering drawings, which is about 30 pages, $30,000 worth of engineering work. Getting right-of-ways. They may be having trouble getting the right-of-ways on that land. So those things are what slows all that up. It's not that the lawyers and the engineers want to go slow, but you want them to design that right. We don't want the sewage to start backing up on the businesses to the north of them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard, tedious work, and I'm glad somebody else does it besides me.
So I believe that the original projected opening date was somewhere in May, and that's probably going to be further out.
I don't think so.
Okay.
These are cookie-cutter buildings,
Uh-huh.
and just as soon as the construction people who build them everywhere or get the go-ahead, yeah, I still
can do
think
it rather quickly.
May is a good date.
Okay. So that covers Bush's and the Walmart building. What else do we have coming up in town that you've been involved with?
Well, the long-awaited and Taco Bell.
I think that's been rumored for like 2 years or
Yeah,
something.
it seems like forever that it's been the rumor. Is it going to happen? And
Yeah. That's a perfect example of that stuff. It's always been going to happen.
Right.
It just, if you think about it, you're getting ready to spend $700,000, and you just going to want to make sure it's all correct.
Right.
It just takes
You
time.
don't just jump.
Again, with the right of ways, getting the engineering drawings done.
all the prep work.
The financing of it, stuff. So they finally got all that done. I believe they've already brought the engineering drawings into Israel there at the city hall.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep, it's a go like it always was. Just people got to have patience.
What's that?
So how will this work? It's going to be a Taco Bell Pizza Hut, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And so are they going to, I've heard they're going to keep the Pizza Hut open. I've heard they're not. So do you know any of those details?
I believe they're tearing the whole building down and building the dual one like we see in Lubbock or in the bigger cities.
Completely new
one.
From the ground up.
I'm not 100% certain. I was till you asked me. I don't want to say for 100% certain.
99%.
But yeah. I'll call you. I'll go back and look at the drawings, and if they're there, then it'll show the building, and that would mean they're tearing the whole building down. But I'm just not 100% certain if that's how.
But it'll still be in that same location that Pizza Hut is currently in right now.
Yes, ma'am. Now that we've talked about all this retail stuff, I want to announce that something that I've done. Bidcor has never been allowed to chase retail and commercial, but I got some funding that we can use the money for, and so we are now going to have Nick Rogers, who's my research assistant, is going to be the retail attraction director. His job will be going out and trying to find all kinds of retail and commercial stuff to bring into town. We'll do. In fact, just tomorrow we're going to start writing up his program of work. Be things like getting the listings of all the empty buildings that a store could go into. Legitimately, there's buildings that people would put stores in that you wouldn't necessarily want to even go into, but you do what you got to do when you're got to feed your family. So. But anyway, he's going to be, that's going to be his responsibility. First time in a long time we've had someone dedicated to trying to bring in commercial and retail. And I think he's the man to do it.
Sounds like a big task.
That's why I gave it to him. He's young, eager.
Well, can you define what you mean when you say retail, what all that encompasses? Because it's also some restaurants.
Yes, ma'am. Yep, it's everything. We've purchased software to help him, which from this main group that we're doing on our manufacturing attraction called WEDA, the World Economic Development Alliance. They have a retail program where they have 2,000 companies that have come to them and say, please put us in your database, and then they give them the information and say, okay, over the next 2 years, we plan on building X amount of number of stores in the United States somewhere. So with that software, we're going to find out what we have it's called leakage, like whatever it is. That is, people are buying out of town more than they are here or can't buy here. And then we'll find that. Let's just say that's a hat shop. And that's probably a poor example, but I try to stay away from retail as much as I can. But I do know some about it. And so we with the software, we can click on the button. It says it has every category of retail and commercial and the restaurants, all of it. Click on that button. Well, let me use a better one. Sit-down family-style restaurant. We click on that. 137 companies have said that they are going to build these many stores somewhere in the United States.
Right.
And of course, over there, you look on the one column, are they going to build in Texas? And if you see that they're going to build in Texas, and then you start adding them onto your list of people you're going to market to. So yes, ma'am. Retail includes everything.
Okay. All right, well, let's go ahead and take a short break, and when we come back, we'll find out more things that are coming up for Brownfield with David Partlow. Stay tuned.
Brownfield ISD, providing opportunities for all students to excel, exhibiting success in academics, athletics, and band. Staying in front of technology using smartboards, iPads, and Google Books. Great facilities, including a state-of-the-art indoor practice field and training center. Uncover the opportunity. Brownfield ISD, committed to excellence.
At Clinic Pharmacy, we're not just your local pharmacy, we're your neighbors. The staff at Clinic Pharmacy is dedicated to helping take care of you and your family. Whether you need a prescription filled, your cholesterol checked, or just have a question, we're here to help you in any way we can. That's just what neighbors do. We're right around the corner, so come by and see us at Clinic Pharmacy, 901 Tahoka Road here in Brownfield, or give us a call at 637-7049.
Welcome back to the Town Talk Show. We are speaking with David Partlow, and he's filling us in on everything going on with new businesses and current businesses in Brownfield. And you recently went on a trip. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. I have a cold. Sorry.
No hard feelings.
Yes, I attended the 41st annual TWIGA conference, which is the Texas Wine Growers Association's annual conference. We had, I was just walking the floor. I didn't have a booth. I'm going to have a booth there next year. But there were 5 of our local businesses that had booths down there, so we were really represented. But we are anyway. I mean,
right.
We are very fortunate to have these wine growers, and through their names and their great grapes and all the awards that they've won, almost all the players in the business in Oregon, California, Washington, maybe New York, I don't know, I don't hear much about the East Coast, but they all know Brownfield. And they didn't even know we're the grape capital of Texas, but that's what they say before we even got designated on it. So thanks to people like Becker, Bigham's, Matt Powell, and Andy Timmons, their work has led it up to where we have got a niche that nobody else has as good as this one. And we have to take advantage of it, and it's and my part in that is, we have the Texas Custom the High Plains Winery Estates, and what we're trying to do in that is find manufacturers of wine making machinery, or also distribution, warehousing, and to build a plant that builds those big tanks that you store the wine in, and then Texas Custom Wine Works will come along, and after, say we sell them 10 acres, they only need about 4 or 5, but all around them, Texas Custom Wine Works will come in and lay grapes, kind of like you have a grape yard, and they'll take care of it. It'll all be for Texas Custom Wine Works because, they'll buy the rootstock and put it in and take care of it until they can turn it into juice. But that's what we plan out there, and I was lucky. I found 2 solid leads that I'll start following up on today. Writing them, and they're manufacturers. One is a manufacturer of tanks, and the other one is a manufacturer of the equipment that's needed in the field. I'm not a farmer. It plows and stuff.
Yeah.
It looks like a miniature size plow that cuts up. The big ones where they cut 15 or 16 rolls at one time. They make those machinery. So that's we were successful. We had 5 companies that contacted us through our marketing campaign, which was a email and a postcard, and they asked us to stop by their booth. So they were interested, and so I gave them the information, talked to them for about 30 minutes each, and now we just start working it from there.
So some good prospects off that. Yeah. I didn't realize you were going down there to work. I thought it was just to taste wine at it.
Oh, well, I did that too.
You have to sample the products, right?
You couldn't help it.
Well, I'm glad to hear there's things going on for the High Plains Winery Estates. What else is going on? There's something you had mentioned about some construction at Allsups and what they're doing.
Oh, okay. We're almost booming. I mean, yet the only thing we can see is what's closing up.
Yeah.
But the Allsups is doing a major remodeling. That'll make that corner look great. Mm-hmm. They're pulling up the tanks on it. They were going to tear the whole building down, but they decided to keep the style it is. But they're going to put a big canopy out there with those lights that blind you. You know, when you drive underneath them, you think a helicopter's above you. And so it's going to be a real nice place. But another thing, don't know if anything's happening on it. But finally, someone has pulled up those tanks, gas tanks, on the corner of 6287 and Main Street. I predict that within
that would be the old FINA station.
Yes, ma'am.
Is where you're across from Sundown State Bank.
Yeah. I with the way things are going, where people are coming in and talking to me, so I predict within 6 months somebody will purchase that and build something on there. Don't know what, it's
a good location.
It's an ideal location, yeah. And then there's been a company that has bought the Vision building,
right?
And they are going to tear that building down and build something. That something is they won't tell us, but they're going to tear it down and build another because there's no parking there. So the building is, unless you were doing warehousing, where you just had a truck come in that back overhead door. If no foot traffic, or if you did, you'd get in trouble because the parking's across the street,
right,
in that strip mall. So I don't know what they're going to do, but then again, it's not something I deal with, but Nick will be.
So call him.
Yeah, I'll talk to him.
We just have a few minutes left, but can you briefly talk about, we heard that Earth Movers decided not to come, and how that will affect us. Is that common that people back out of deals like that, or can you fill us in on that a little bit?
Yes, ma'am, that's true. Earth Movers decided that they, maybe because all their stuff was still in Seminole, because they hadn't sold their buildings yet, they decided that it would just be better to go back there. They came in on a Thursday and told me they were going to move out of our park, which is the Jack Cargill Industrial Complex, and just move across the fence to the next 40 acres above them. That was on a Thursday. Mm-hmm. Monday he came in and said, no, we just decided we're moving back to Seminole. And how it will affect us is, we would have gotten 70 jobs and $5 million worth of taxable equipment. But we didn't have it before,
right.
So we're not losing.
It's not a loss.
Yeah, it's not a loss other than that.
Right.
But there's nothing we could do. It was just a thing that the owner felt was right for his business, and so he went back.
And you you in your job, you put together these deals all the time and you help facilitate them. Is that common? That,
oh yes,
that they
that's
would
common.
just change their
Yeah,
mind?
there's one when I was an economic developer in El Campo. I had worked with this company from Mexico that put a styrofoam type product that was super insulated inside brick. Those kind of got 2 holes in it. They build walls with it most of the time.
Cinder block.
Yeah, cedar blocks. Yes, cinder blocks.
Yes.
And for a year, what his problem was, he wanted a 100,000 square foot building, and we kept telling him, no, you don't need a 100,000 square foot building. You don't have the customer base yet. Move into our 20,000 square foot spec building, and we'll immediately add 20,000 more square feet. And then as you grow, we'll add it up to where you finally get 100,000 square feet. But Alejandro, don't do it now. It won't work. And so he said, okay. And he announced on a Friday that they were going to move there and do it. Monday he came in and told me, well, I'm moving to Brenham because they have a 100,000 square foot building that just came off the foreclosure market, and that's what they wanted. That's what they went, and what I said was correct. Less than a year later, they were shut down.
Oh, no.
Not that I'm a great predictor of it, but anybody in the business could look at what they did, and they just didn't have the customer base built up enough to where it would work. Anybody would have told them that, except them. This is their dream.
Yeah.
And so, yes, it's quite often that happens amongst us. Our next door neighbor takes it from us.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Semino. We took Semino, Earth Movers, Semino.
Right. Well, thank you so much for coming in this morning and sharing all the important details about the local businesses and what's coming down the horizon. And we look forward to talking to you again when you have more updates for us.
Thank you.
For the Town Talk Show this morning, this was Kelsey Slaughter
And Danessa Churchwell.
You've been listening to The Town Talk Show, a broadcast of Town Talk Radio Productions. If you would like to comment on our show or promote your civic or church event, or if you have an idea for an interesting story, give us a call at 806-637-0030 from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, or you can drop us a line at info@towntalkradio.com. You can also follow us on Facebook. Thanks for tuning in and have a great day.